What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and it's finally happened. It's finally happened. It's time to address an elephant that I thought was in the room for a long time. I kept pushing it to the side every time people said it because it was the natural conclusion given the past 10 years. And that is the fact that Ronan Murphy just put on Twitter, which is what I'm dressing to in this impromptu little video, that Bayern Munich are considering Erling Haaland for a Robert Lewandowski replacement next summer. So try to digest that a little bit, because again, when on the grand scheme of things, when looking at the way that Bayern do business, it makes perfect sense. You already took a generational striker talent from Dortmund for free. You punished us over the past however many years. Lewandowski's gone on to do incredible things. He's coming to the twilight peak of his career, 32 years old, being linked to Chelsea, being linked to a couple other places. There's potential that he leaves Bayern. So why not wait a season, go for the alleged release clause that Erling Haaland has, and then find the next generational talent who's already punishing people in the Bundesliga and get him as a replacement for Lewandowski for the next decade? Not a chance. It literally sounds like the perfect game plan, and I could actually absolutely see them doing it. So that scares me. It scares me for a couple of reasons. I'm going to address it right now. The one reason that it scares me is because if that alleged release clause is true, there's nothing Dortmund can do about it. We've seen Bayern do it in the past with Götze. They activated the release clause. That was it. Good night. And this could be the same. Now, I say alleged release clause because I've touched on this a ton of times, that no one actually knows what the release clause details are. They don't know the price. They don't know exactly when it's activated or anything like that. It's all alleged. But there was strong indication that next summer it will be active for 75 mil. So if Bayern go out there and replace Lewandowski for 75 million euros on Erling Haaland to be their next generational talent coming in at a prime age, Bundesliga experience, it would be the worst case scenario ever. Now that raises some questions. Well, what do you do with Haaland now? Because I said I would not want to lose Haaland, period. Not this summer. I want to keep him because I think that we can actually challenge for the Bundesliga if he stays. But now I'm thinking, if we do get that 170 million euro offer and we do look to flip him this summer, knowing that Bayern is targeting next summer, it's really changing my mind, because I don't want to see him go. I don't think we can replace him any way, shape, or form in the ways that he's going to bang in the same amount of goals. But I'm not willing to go through this again. If I see Haaland join Bayern for that 75 million release clause and then punish the Bundesliga for the next 10 years, I honestly don't know what I would do. It would be the worst case scenario possible. Ship him out, get him to the Prem, get him to La Liga, get him away from Bayern any way you can. Now, I've just watched it and looked at the tweet. I'm just kind of digesting it right now, but it is firing me up. And I'm assuming Dortmund will take the correct call to make sure that he doesn't end up at Bayern. But this 1,000% is in Bayern's book. This is exactly the kind of thing I can see them doing. It is as good as a deal you're going to find. Bayern are very good with their spending. They are very good with their money. And if they can land Haaland for 75 million with that Bundesliga experience, those 30 goals, it would be chaotic to see what they would do and the damage they would do in the Bundesliga and in the Champions League for the next 10 years, because they would find and steal the next best thing right under our nose, like they did with Götze. And I mean, the Lewandowski situation was different, but you still see my point. They have a tendency to do it. I don't think they'd have any remorse of doing it, and Dortmund now need to take every single step possible to make sure that doesn't go. Like I said, I was just saying, I don't care what we would lose Haaland for. I want to see him here this year. I retract that. I still would be okay with losing him for less money next summer as long as he doesn't go to Bayern. But that's a dangerous thing about release clause, and we're playing with fire. And if there's a chance that Haaland says, you know what, Bayern is the legitimate next step for me. I want to stay in the Bundesliga. I want to keep growing. I want to take on what Lewandowski has done, because he's done some incredible things. That is terrifying. Because it looks like Chelsea is targeting Lewandowski. It could happen potentially next summer. The Bayern don't really want to let Lewandowski go, but if they do decide to let him go next summer and replace him with Haaland, it's a no-brainer. It's the best business move you can do. Dortmund need to do anything in their power to stop it. Otherwise, it's going to be torture. I don't know what it's going to do to the fan base here, man. But I don't know. It's going to be very interesting, because it completely made me do a U-turn on what my perspective was on Haaland. So I'll leave it at that. If you get 170 mil this summer, and you know that release clause is 70 next summer, and you know that there's a chance that Bayern will take it, sell him. If you know that there's a chance and there's an agreement somewhere, or you just have a gentleman's agreement or something to know that Haaland will not go to Bayern next summer for that release clause, if it's indeed there, then don't sell him. Keep him this year, and then sell him to the Prem or La Liga. But the worst case scenario, I can't even fathom it, is him going to Bayern. So that is my instant reaction, guys, on this rumor. And again, I can absolutely see it. I know that people are going to say, well, it's not 100% true. It is. Don't tell me that Bayern aren't thinking about doing this, because it is the next logical step to do to replace Lewandowski as adequately as you can with a Haaland release clause, and it would just be awful. It would be terrible for the Bundesliga. It would be terrible for Dortmund, and Bayern would cruise to probably another 10 or plus straight Bundesliga titles. So let me know in the comments if you guys believe this, if you think that Bayern are capable of doing it, because I do. If you think that Bayern will maybe pass, look to keep Lewandowski for a little bit more, or where do you think Haaland's going to go? Let me know in the comments, guys. Scared the crap out of me. I hopefully it's not true. We'll keep tackling this this conversation as more news breaks on it, but hopefully it was just one of those, and Dortmund shut it down, and Haaland hopefully likes us a little bit enough to go to a different league. We'll have to wait and see, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.